How's it going, guys? Mcfgotmillk here and welcome back to another auto video. Today we are going to be changing your oil on your vehicle. And this is a 1994 Ford Mustang GT. It should be the same for everybody. Just go online, look up where your drain plug is, where your oil filter is, and it should pretty much the same thing each time. It's very simple. The first thing you're going to need, obviously, is oil. Make sure it's the right oil, 10W30. It says it on the engine compartment on the fuel cap or the oil cap. I'll show you what that is right now. On this Mustang, it actually doesn't have it, but it should be on the oil fill cap. If your car doesn't have it either, go online, type it in. Trust me, you'll find it. That's how I was able to find this. Next is your filter. Make sure it's the right filter. Mine's an M1301A. If you're not sure what filter you need, for example, go on AutoZone. There's a little like My Vehicle. Type in your vehicle, go to oil filters, and it'll tell you which one is compatible and which one's not compatible. Trust me, it saves you a lot of time. There's all kinds of different brands and types. I just choose Mobil 1 because it's easiest, simplest. You're gonna need a few rags, obviously, a nice funnel, and if your oil filter is on too tight or if it's been on for a while, a nice filter wrench would be well. And then you're also going to need somewhere to catch the oil and put the oil in. Just a simple oil catcher with the spout, and then put the old oil into the new oil container. So once you put this in the engine, dump all the old oil into this and then bring it to your local recycling center, dump, wherever they'll take it. Most AutoZones or places like that will take it, so just call them up and see if they will. It's a bit windy today, so I apologize. So I'm going to stay on an awkward angle so you guys can actually hear me. Next you're going to have to do is lift your car up. Make some ramps yourself with some wood. I used to use wood to bring the car up, but honestly recently I went to Harbor Freight, believe it or not, and bought a 3-ton floor jack. I bought 3 tons because my truck is roughly around 2.5 tons to 2 tons, so I got a 3-ton. And then I just picked these up just today. New floor jacks, or jack stands, whatever you want to call them. And if you can see there, they're 3 tons as well. So I have this lifting the car up so I get a clear view of the oil filter, which is right there for the Mustang. This Mustang has 2 drain plugs. So there's the first drain plug right behind the bar. And the second drain plug is underneath this right there. See it dripping? I put some penetrating fluid on it. So you want to make sure you drain the one in the back. But if you only have 1 drain plug, then yeah, you're safe. Obviously, you can just drain that one. And obviously, before we begin, I'm just showing you where we are, where they are. So again, first you want to identify where they're at, and then after that, you're going to want to put the covering underneath the engine. What you could also do is you can turn the engine on for a little bit, well, obviously not lifted, before you do all this. Let it run for a little bit, make sure the oil doesn't get too hot. Warm it up a little bit so that it's an easier flow. That's what I did. I had it run for about a quick 5 minutes just so the oil gets running, gets a teeny bit warm, and then I shut it off and killed it. Then I lifted it up. Have you ever seen liquid or oil? When it's cold, it gets more thick. The warmer it gets, the more slip it gets. And I apologize that it's windy as anything outside. But yes, it's your choice. You don't have to do it. It just makes it a little bit easier. First step, oil drain pan. Next, you'll want to get your socket and go on the bolt. And again, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So switch over and a simple brake. Knock it down a little bit. You see oil. Get your socket out of the way because I doubt you want oil all over your socket. And then you're going to want to spin with your hand. You're probably gonna get oil over your hand, so, and it's starting to really get windy and stormy out, so I apologize in advance. So here it goes. Drop that, and then let it flow. Don't do what I did and drop the bolt in, and the oil should just flow out like normal. So put the bolt over there, and then we're gonna let it drain. If you want to, you can open up the hood and open up the oil cap and let it drain a little faster. Now it's pretty much just gonna pull up on that little covering thing. I don't know why I don't know why car dealers do that, where they make it a little difficult to get to the oil plug and they're gonna have oil drip all over your car. I don't see the fact and the reasoning behind that, but hey, I'm not paid millions of dollars to make cars and design cars, so I'm not gonna be too mad at them for that. And the next is that fuel plug right there. But again, most of the oil is going to be out, but there's going to be a lot of oil. Some will come out of there because, again, if you look at the shape of this, right there, the bump right there where that plug is, You're gonna get some oil pulled up in there, and then take the filter off last. With these cars, what I watched and what I've learned is when you take that filter off, oil comes out of that hole, kind of rushes out. I guess because the vacuum breaks. So what you want to do is you kind of want to like watch out for oil and catch the oil that comes out of that as well. So as that's coming to like a very slow drip, we are now going to remove that. Awful angle, yes I know, but I was able to get it, and I don't think that this was at all opened at all for a few years, but I was able to get them with a pair of vice grips, believe it or not. So lefty loosey this a little more because I don't think it, like I said, and again, don't half butt it. It could shoot out, so I'm gonna push this back a little more. Put the oil catch underneath. I'm gonna spin, spin, spin. Well, I'll do a little bit more because I don't want it to extremely overshoot. I'm gonna actually catch this with my hands because there we go. So that's why you don't want to cheap out on it. You actually want to drain everything because again, that's a lot of oil that's sitting in there. But again, most cars nowadays do not have 2 plugs, so you do not have to worry about that. I'll put this there, put this there. But next is going up more, and that is the oil filter. I'll show you in a second. My oily hands all over the camera is a no bueno. There it is. We are going to go get our little grippers because I highly doubt that I'll be able to get it with my hand, but we will try, and then I will get back to you. I know the angle's bad, but we are going to try to do this with the hands first, just to see what happens. Oh, right off. Okay. There you go. Filter off. So again, oil's gonna get freaking everywhere because the positioning on these things are awful. It's coming off, coming off. Spin, 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 trying to get as clean as possible. There we go. I'm gonna try to grab it. And don't forget about the oil filter because a frick ton of oil just came out of there too. Alright. Oily hands. Now that we got the filter out, on to the next step. Next step is to clean the car from the oil that's dripped everywhere. The reason why you want to do that is because you don't want to like leave it, because one, it just gets everything dirty and oily and you don't want that. Two, you might have an oil leak, God forbid, and you have no clue if it's from the oil that you did the oil change with, or if it's oil that is brand new, that is leaking. So I always advise to clean off everything. Doesn't have to be like you eat off the floor with it, but at least make it decently clean. All you want to do is you want to plug the holes back in, make sure they're both plugged back in with the nuts, and make sure they're the right nuts, obviously. And you want to plug them in, and then I'll come back to you after they're all plugged in. Next, you're going to want to take your filter, take it out. Always make sure when you buy a filter, always inspect it. Like make sure it's the right one, make sure no one dropped it, make sure the edges are all clean. And then what you want to do is take some new oil on your finger, put it on the seal for a better seal. Get some fresh oil in your hand like I did so, and spread it around. Make sure it's all over the little rubber gasket. And then now you're ready to put it on the car. What you could do is you could put oil in the filter before you put it on. I don't like doing that. I just put it on, saves less of the mess. And again, it needs 5 quarts. This is 5 quarts, so it should take the whole thing, but I'll show you how to do it in a second. Sorry about the angle again, but we take our filter. Oh, that's my fire department pager. I excuse me for that. Put it through. Make sure you get it on. Do not like put it on crooked. You do not want to cross the threads. So again, excuse me. Of course, the camera's gonna fall. Can you please stay, camera? Thank you. Like so. Make sure it's on, and then you're gonna want to do it hand tight. Kind of hard to do with one hand. So again, hand tight. Now we move on to the next step. Take your funnel, put it in the oil fill. Make sure you have your oil on hand as well. Take your oil, Start filling. And don't miss it like I just did. There's about a quart left in this. I'm gonna pour one more till it fills. Then I'm gonna drop the car and make sure it's all flat out. Make sure it all gets to the bottom, and then we're gonna check the dipstick. Now, if the car flat, we're gonna check the dipstick. Mine's right here. So you get a rag, pull it out, wipe it down, wipe off all the old oil off of it, and what you're gonna do is get it back in the hole. I do have a video on how to check your own oil, so if you want to do that, feel free to watch that as well. So that's it. Pull it out, take a look, and it needs just a little bit more, and then we should be up. No, it looks pretty good at the moment. Read it wrong. I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, but it says there's an arrow right there. It says full, and the arrow, and there's liquid right there. So we're gonna start it up, let it run for a little bit, let it sit again, and then check it again and see how good it is. For the sake of my OCD self, take this out, wipe it down, put the fuel cap back on, make sure that's all nice and snug, and then let's start the car. This is my project car Mustang, so it might sound weird on start, but let's see. I need rookie mistake. It is a stick shift, so I need to be in the driver's seat and push the clutch in. So, clutch in. Let's see how she sounds. Make sure she's in neutral, obviously. All right. It's gonna drop for a second. All right. And again, turn the lights on real quick. That's oil pressure, and we are in normal. So again, let it sit, let it run, and we'll check it out in a bit. The next and last final step is to take the old oil and dump it into the old oil filler. And again, take it to the dump and all that stuff. But thank you so much for watching. I know my loud Mustang here is kind of blocking my volume, my voice, but thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Again, I'm not a mechanic, so if I did anything wrong or skipped a step or could have done something better, let me know in the comments below, because I'm here to learn from you guys and I'm here to show you guys. Again, I have like the littlest of knowledge and I'm trying to share it with you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like the comment, get a video again. I can't say that enough. It helps me out so much to take off work and be able to give out YouTube videos for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.